Hello. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. I just want to read a tad bit from a couple articles. One is titled, Plasma Blobs Hint at a New Life Form. Physicists have created blobs of gaseous plasma that can grow, replicate, and communicate, fulfilling most of the traditional requirements for biological cells. The researchers studied environmental conditions similar to those that existed on the Earth before life began, when the planet was enveloped in electric storms that caused ionized gases called plasma to form in the atmosphere. They inserted 2 electrodes into a chamber containing a low-temperature plasma of argon, a gas in which some of the atoms have been split into electrons and charged ions. They applied a high voltage to the electrodes, producing an arc of energy that flew across the gap between them like a miniature lightning strike. Plasma is not a gas, a liquid, or a solid. It is the 4th state of matter. Plasma often behaves like a gas, except that it conducts electricity and is affected by magnetic fields. On an astronomical scale, plasma is common. The sun is composed of plasma. Fire is plasma. Fluorescent and neon lights contain plasma. 99.9% of the universe is made up of plasma, says Dr. Dennis Gallagher, a plasma physicist at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. Very little material in space is made of rock like the Earth. And physicists assume that there could be little organization in cloud particles of dust and or plasma, but they did a computer model of molecular dynamics that particles in a plasma can undergo self-organization as electronic charges become separated and the plasma becomes polarized. This effect results in microscopic strands of solid particles that twist into corkscrew shapes or helical structures. These helical strands are themselves electronically charged and are attracted to each other. They say that these helical strands interact in a counterintuitive way in which like can attract like, but they also undergo changes that are normally associated with biological molecules such as DNA and proteins, say the researchers. They can, for instance, divide, bifurcate, to form 2 copies of the original structure. These new structures can also interact to induce changes in their neighbors, and they can evolve into yet more structures as less stable ones break down, leaving behind only the fittest structures in the plasma. Plasma needs conditions to form helical structures that are common in outer space. But plasmas can also form under more down-to-earth conditions, such as the point of a lightning strike. These researchers hint that perhaps an inorganic form of life emerged on the primordial Earth, which then acted as the template for the more familiar organic molecules that we know today. So, what we have come to understand is that plasma can grow, it can replicate, and it can communicate, fulfilling most of the traditional requirements for biological cells. thank you.